flag is in the air here at New Hampshire. For New Hampshire, once this race continues, things can change in an instant at day 7. Thomas Jowers Jr. did get his lap back. There he goes, celebrating tonight at day. And welcome everybody to Homestead, Miami for the Homestead 100 Championship Week begins now for these guys. The Go Fast Racing League Down to Mike's Truck Series wraps up here tonight here in beautiful Miami. We're going to have a special little interview here in about 3 minutes with our final 4 drivers in the race. And just to let everybody know who is in the final 4, it is Todd Cray, Aaron Fowler, Kyle Frame, Kurt Smith, your final 4 drivers trying to get the big championship here. Tomorrow night, K&N Series as well, championship week. We already got that locked up. However, Todd Cray already is your champion. But tonight, no bonus points on the line. Whoever finishes in front of each other, that's going to be your champion. Right now, Kyle Frame is your fastest of the year. Is your fastest of the session. Should I say not year? I don't know why I said year. That makes no sense. So, basically, we are getting ready to go 100 laps around this place. It is late afternoon weather, and the track not bad at all. It's actually a little less than 100 degrees, by the way. It shows 106, so don't mind that. On this 1.5 mile oval, 5 mile an hour southeast wind, 79 degree track temp. A lot of big things going to happen in this race tonight. So, with that said, I want to pull in our leader, or our final 4, Todd Cray. I want to pull him in. Let me go ahead and start pulling these guys in because I want to make sure I got every one of them. So I'll pull Todd Cray in. I will pull Kurt Smith in. I will pull, who else am I missing? Kyle Frame in. And I will pull, just a second guys, pulling everybody in. And I will pull in Aaron Fowler. Okay. Anyway, let me pull in Aaron Fowler as well as I pull him in here. All right, I got you 4 guys in here now. Tonight's big race with you 4 guys. I mean, y'all are the main 4 that is trying to win the championship. Let's start with the top. Well, let's start with this. Todd Cray, I pulled you in first. What's it going to take for you to beat these 3 other guys? Todd Cray. Good talk. Kyle Frame, let's go to you. What's it going to take for you to beat these 3 other guys?
Speed. Man, everybody's looking pretty quick here in practice, so we'll see how it happens.
All right, so we'll jump over now to Kurt Smith. Kurt, you come in here right now in practice. You're not the fastest by any means, but you was able to get into the final 4, and rightfully so. You've been really good so far this season. You've got 3 top 5s, but you do have a win as well, 10 or 11 top 10s, which makes it big. In your mind, what is going to be the key for you to be able to get to victory lane tonight and possibly win this championship?
Just stay clean through the first part of the race. We got to be there at the end to win it, and I don't think necessarily we have to win the race to win this championship, or we'll see our place.
That is true. Aaron Fowler, you come in here at 20 starts, 1 win as well, 7 top 5s. Homestead, I mean, what's the biggest challenge you're going to face tonight, and how much strategy will you try to use tonight going into this championship? I don't think he's there either. Todd Cray, you there? All right. Well, that's going to do it, guys. That was a little short, so we only had 2 of you in here. But thanks again for joining us. And I will move you all back out. So good luck tonight during the championship. I know you all worked hard to get here, so it should be fun to see how you all do. And I'll be up here watching. So good luck, and I will talk to y'all here, hopefully here in a little bit as a champion.
Thank you.
Thanks, I will move all you guys back up as well. Let me get all you guys out of here, make sure I get y'all in the right spot. So, yeah. Let me find Kyle Frame. Where was he moved to? There we go. There's him. And Kurt Smith, he was. Give me just a second, guys. I'm moving some people around. We was hoping to be able to talk to Todd as well. And unfortunately, he just wasn't here. So we'll move. There we go. Alright, so, as I said, these are our final 4, and I'm really looking forward to this race, guys. I think that it's going to be one of them unique places where everything kind of comes together for some of these guys. You're going to have to really work hard on getting your truck to victory lane or trying to finish in front of the other four. One of the biggest things we're going to face tonight is, honestly, it's not even the race itself. It's stuff that can happen on pit road. We know how big of an issue pit road is here. You have to use the access road. We haven't seen a ton of wrecks in practice. We've seen a couple here and there. So I look for this race to go green for a long time, even possibly on the start. And we got a big field. I mean, this is no small field tonight. We got 21 drivers in here. And as I mentioned, it's not going to come easy for any of these championship drivers. We got Joshua Banks in here. We got Eric Borelli, Michael Sparkin, James Finn, Lana Lacey. I mean, all these guys want to go out and try to win the race. They don't care about your championship hopes. They're here to win and try to end the season on a good note. As I mentioned, tomorrow the K&N Series is wrapped up. We will broadcast it, however. Todd Crate is your champion for that. And then on Saturday we will wrap up the Go Fast Racing League Lazy Days Grand National Series. We still have 4 drivers in it as well for the chase or championship here at Homestead. So the next 3 days, all Homestead. Alright. So what I want to do now, what I want to make sure, get that in. Make sure y'all check out Dynamite. They've been an awesome sponsor for these guys all season long. If you're in, I believe it's North Carolina, make sure you check out Dynamite. I believe it is a pub and grill or just a pub. But anyway, make sure you check them out. What I want to do now is pause, get our national anthem in. We'll be right back.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
And guys, I want to be the first to apologize about the interviews. They was actually notified that we'd do interviews, and I can't help it wasn't there. Maybe they're doing something, I don't know. But anyway, I am looking forward to this race. I'm going to go ahead and actually put my prediction in to win this race and the championship. I'm actually going to go with Kyle Frame. I mean, not only because he's first on the board, and it's kind of hard to pick Kyle, honestly, looking at the stats, because he does not have a win this season. But he does have 8 top 5s. But it's also hard not to bet for Todd Crate. Todd right now has 4 wins on the season. And then you got Aaron Fowler. Aaron's one of them guys also, I mean, that's right there with Kyle Frame, but he does have a win. So I don't know. I mean, any of these guys I think really, I think it's going to come down to pit stops. I think you're going to lose it on pit road, and the champion's going to be crowned because of pit road. I got a feeling somebody will pit early enough, and that will be your champion. I don't think it's going to come down on the racetrack. I think it will be one on pit road. And that's going to be huge. So I think somebody's going to stay out too long and hurt their chances and just give up too much time, because I can tell you right now, from watching some of these people's times, Landon Lacey's still out there doing his 20 laps. He's already over a second off his original lap time. That's pretty big, considering, you know, he's only ran 16 laps. So lap times really are going to be crucial, or tires are going to be really crucial here. And I think whenever there is a caution, you got to pit. We should see caution about every 30 laps anyway. or I mean not caution, but a pit road. You should see green flag pit stops around every 30 laps because tires are that important. I like breaking it down into 30 laps. You can possibly push at the 35, and if you can't push the 35, you can do it in 2 stops. So I don't know. We'll see how it works out. We got about 40 seconds left here in this session for practice before we move on to qualifying. And I want to personally stop right now and thank the Go Fast Racing League for having us broadcast our entire season from tonight, tomorrow, and the next night. And we're hoping we can get some other races in with them. We're still working on some things, but hopefully soon we'll have some information with these guys. But yeah, they've done a good job, and they've been a good partner with us. We've raised money for charities this season and everything, and it all comes down here tonight. And all this is, honestly, I know we're focused on the main drivers, but all this is about every one of these guys that have been here the entire season. I mean, Skylar's been here, Nate Anderson, they've done a really good job. You can throw Raymond Holland in the mix as well. He's been here week in and week out. Eric Morelli, Eric Spencer, Eric Minch, Dylan Bose. I mean, it's just so many people that have made this season good from where they started to where they are now. It's a big improvement, and I'm happy to broadcast the race. I really am. So we're about to go, and it's going to be interesting to see how. Thank you, Brett. Thanks for stopping in, man. See how these guys do. Qualifying underway. James Finn out on track first as he's rolling through the access road. With a 1598i rating, and the next time we actually see these cars back on a big track like this next February, iRacing is going to look a lot different. They're going to update the physics model and everything in December, so I'm really looking forward to that. So big updates are coming to these trucks and to all the oval cars. We'll have the animated pit crews for all the top cars like the Xfinity, the trucks, and the Cup Series. And of course, we'll be broadcasting the Cup Series for Go Fast next season. Next year, should I say, in February. So it's going to be fun to look at. And plus, we'll be up, next time you actually see us back on the oval track for these guys, a big oval track, we will even be updating our equipment for broadcasting and look better. So really looking forward to that. And we'll see how all this plays out, though, for everybody. Not right now, Michael Travarthian on top of the board. James Finn jumps to second, Eric Minch third. Let's hop over real fast to Kyle Frame, who's pulling out. You know what? Let's not, because he's just now pulling out. Hop over to Todd Cray, who's out on track. Coming out of turn 4, and one of your chase drivers will jump up to P number 1 with a 30.956. Great lap there for Todd Gray. That is faster than what he ran in practice. So good job for him. Kurt Smith not on track yet. Aaron Fowler, has he been on track yet? Looking. I can't find his name anywhere. Anyway, Todd Cray, there you go. Let's hop over to Kyle Frame real fast. And Aaron Fowler right now, by the way, 4th place. He's already done his lap, so sorry we didn't get over to him. But he is 4th place at the moment. So here comes Kyle Frame out of turn 4, and we will see, will he get the pole for this championship race? And he will qualify 1st place with a 30.865. That is almost a 10th faster than Todd Cray. So 2 of our chase contenders starting 1 and 2. Kurt Smith out on track, however he's waiting at the moment. Rhett Standywater, C-Class driver, trying to put on a good showing here tonight as he works through turns 1 and 2 in a 04 Monster Energy Silverado. Also out on track, Joshua Banks, Landon Lacey as well. We will hop over to them guys here in just a moment as well. We'll hop over to Landon as Rhett Standywater crosses the start-finish line. Rhett will qualify 18th with a 32-second lap. 32.233. So here's Landon Lacey in the Overtake Motorsports truck as he crosses the start-finish line. His lap looks to be a good one. 6th place with a 30.982. I believe that is better than his practice lap. But I think Landon might actually have an EOL because of the 20 lap. We'll find that out. And Kurt Smith did not qualify. I think he just disconnected. And if so, well, that's not good for him because that will automatically give him 1 lap down penalty. Yeah, I don't think he's going to have time to get back out there and finish the lap. There's no way. So right now, oh, wait. Did he do a lap? He's back. It did not count his last lap. Let's see if it counts this lap. And the number 69 coming through turn 3 and 4. He blinked out apparently. I don't know if it's going to count this lap or not. It did not count his laps, so he's got about 20 seconds to get this lap in. I don't know if this would be considered his second lap or has he already completed it. We'll see. He's working on the backstretch now. He's really pushing hard right now to really try to get this lap in. And he blinked out again, but he's back. He's going to have to push that truck really hard. He's got about 5 seconds. 3, 2. He does cross the line, but does it count it? No, it does not. Oh, it counted it. So he did get the lap in. Wow. That would have been bad for him. And the EOLs to the rear, laps in practice 04 to 74 and to 35. So Rhett Standing Water gets the EOL. Landon Lacey and James Pandolf gets the EOL as well. So here's your look as the trucks start the grid here and the final race of Miami. As we take a look at your starting grid, Kyle Frame will start here in first place alongside Joshua Banks, who picked up second place over Todd Cray. Todd Cray starts in third. Michael Trevarthian starts in fourth. Seeing these guys week in and week out. There's James Finn in number 60 Chevrolet. Landon Lacey will start in 6th, but will get an EOL. But that pit box is important, so we'll see how that plays out for him. Aaron Fowler, Dylan Bowes will start in row number 4. Keep your eye on that 4 truck as he tries to drive for a championship alongside that 19. Jeff Smith, we'll see him on Saturday afternoon, or not, should I say. Saturday night, we'll see him try to go for his first championship. Starting alongside the 78 of Eric Borelli. Keep your eye on Eric Borelli. He could be one of the favorites as well. Vern Bradley. I can't tell you too much about Vern because I don't know a ton about him. I'm only broadcasted a little bit of races. But he is starting in 11th in the 90 Chevrolet. Skylar Allen Sr. will start alongside him in row number 6 in 12th position. Row number 7, we got John Morris and Nate Anderson will roll off there in row number 7. Row number 8, we got James Pandolf and Eric Spencer. As the trucks get ready to roll, we got Eric Minch and Kurt Smith. Row number 10, John Ronaldo, Rhett Standing Water. And Austin Marion will start in 21st place tonight. So as the trucks go by, as long as they don't hit my screen, we'll be okay. There they go. All the trucks pulling out. There's James Pandolf rolling out, as well as the old 04, it looks like. We jump up too early, or Kyle Frame trying to get the job done tonight. Going to have his hands full as this championship race is set to go here for the Go Fast Racing League Down to Mike's Truck Series, sponsored by Down to Mike's in North Carolina. Make sure you all check them out, please. As we get ready to roll here, 100 laps on this 1.5 mile track. Should be a good race, though. I'm really looking forward to this. Possibly cautions a little bit early, but I do expect long green flag runs. Who can avoid the cautions is what's going to be interesting. So you see that 35, he is starting there, but he will have to come down pit road once the green flag waves. So there goes the pace car and the green flag. The final race of this 2016-17 campaign is green flag here at Homestead, Miami. And up front, it is Kyle Frame. Will he be able to lead this first lap? It does not matter about bonus points anyway, but it's still good boost for him as he does clear the 36 of Joshua Banks. Here comes Todd Cray on the inside as well, trying to take second. They work off turn number 2. They are 3 wide, a little bit further back behind these guys. Now remember, you have to use the access road if you're some of these guys. Like Landon Lacey does have a URL, I think. And apparently not. I thought you actually had a pit using an access road, but we'll see. As we stay green for the moment, we do got a battle for the lead. Joshua Banks looking underneath Kyle Frame for the top spot. This is what Todd Cray wants to see. Michael Trevarthian, though, works on the inside of Todd Cray for third place. Trevarthian right now looks like he has the momentum going into turn 3 and will take over that top 3 spot. Then you've got Aaron Fowler starting to work his way up as well, now up to 5th place. Looking to the inside, though, is James Finn in that number 60 Chevrolet. As we hop on board. Wrong camera angle, Adam. There we go. Look back at James Finn. Here comes Landon Lacey looking underneath that 60 car. As we stay green, Landon getting crossed over right now by James Finn. Oh, I'm sorry, that is Eric Borelli, not James Finn. That is Eric Borelli putting a crossover on Landon. Eric's starting to work his way up just a little bit. Started in 10th place, now up to 6th place as he gets crossed over now from the 35 Chevrolet. Landon taking a peek to the inside, still trying to get a run. And also up in front of them as Aaron Fowler and Todd Cray. You see these guys, Aaron trying to get around Todd Cray. That would be a big position if he could take it away. Let's jump back a little bit further. Eric Spencer and a whole group of other guys led by Eric mentioned at 00 and Eric Spencer in at 75. As caution comes out and the 35's around. Landon Lacey up into the outside retaining wall. And did he have help from the 60? Yep, got a little love tap and into the outside wall. And unfortunately for Landon, he's still sitting there. Not entirely sure why, but we'll find out. Could be waiting on somebody to roll around. Now he's going. Anyway. Probably not too happy, a little too early to be racing like that, and rightfully so. So Kyle Frame takes the point, and here comes everybody down pit road. See, I think if you're Kyle, I think you've got to come down pit road. I don't like the idea of staying out. He stays out. Bonus points do not matter. As we get ready to go, there comes the guys down pit road. And the race off pit road, Joshua Banks takes 2 tires, it looks like. Everybody else taking 4. I don't like the idea of staying out. If I'm Kyle Frame, you're in there for a championship. I think you've got to come down and take 4 fresh tires, even though we only went 6 laps. I think it's very important to come down and get them fresh tires. We'll see if this plays out. He does have a couple cars that stayed out with him. Nate Anderson driving a different truck tonight. Haven't seen that one. The number 1. Pretty cool. Of course, Austin, Rhett Standywater and Austin Marion stayed out as well. And Joshua Banks owned 2 tires. So I don't know. I don't really like the idea of taking 2 tires. Well, 2 wouldn't be too bad, but I don't like the idea of staying out. Especially if there's a chance where I'm in the championship hunt, which Kyle is. Not saying I'm right. I'm just saying we'll find out. And an EOL did get displayed to the 60 car for getting into the back of the 35. one good thing about having an admin in the chat with you, or whenever you're broadcasting, I get to know everything that goes on, so I can relate to you guys, which is always a privilege, honestly. It's always a good thing to have that. Because sometimes I don't have any idea that somebody gets EOL'd, and that really does help, or black flagged, or anything like that. So, and we got one car blinking in and out. That is the 04 Standing Water. He's blinking pretty hard up in third place. But we'll see. I'm a little curious on wheel spin. Will it be wheel spin or not? There is a cool little camera view that I want to use. We will use that. You can see it right there. I want to watch the back tires and see if there's any type of wheel spin. Plus, we can listen and really hear if there is any wheel spin. So let's do that now. Okay, so that was a pretty good start. Looks like the one got a little bit of wheel spin though, as he almost gets into the side of the 57. I don't think he got into him. But the 2 tires not really, or 4 tires not really working off for the 65, as he is getting past now Austin Marion on the outside, trying to hold back this whole group, and a big wreck behind him. 78 in the wall. Caution flag going to come out. That was Eric Morelli. Not sure who else was involved. It was 3 wide, and did he move up? This is a curious question. Now remember, he does have a live spotter. He was in the middle between the 00 and the 74. And I think he actually moved up a little bit. That's something we don't see a ton of. As he went around, that's odd. I don't know if he actually moved up or net code or what it was. So caution flag once again comes out, and that time it kind of paid off for the 57 out to stay out. Alright guys, we're going to step aside, we'll take a break, we'll be right back live from Homestead, Miami. This is the Down to Mike's Truck Series 4 Go Fast Racing League. So I want to mention something real fast when I question Kyle for him staying out. I want to mention that he probably knows more than me. He races in real life, so he probably knows way more than me on how he should race. He probably knows what his tires are doing and all that stuff. Who am I to question it? I just want to mention that, make sure that's cleared up. So I love that truck, by the way, he's driving tonight. Driving an Airborne Paints, I believe, Airborne Graphics. Eric Spencer made that. Blown Gasket Racing, and that's weird. Yeah, pretty cool. Kyle trying to get a championship here. Really, I mean, I don't necessarily have a favorite with any of these guys. Everybody knows that. I have none of these guys are my teammates or nothing by any means. But, I mean, there's always a couple guys I think that you think is going to have a chance. And it's really tough to put Kyle Frame in that category because he doesn't have a win. Aaron Fowler does. Todd Gray has 4. But that's not saying Kyle Frame is a bad driver. He's actually a very good driver. He's just had a lot of bad luck with pit stops or something like that. And it just cost him the race. And, I mean, he should have won probably 4 or 5 races, I would guess, off the top of my head. I mean, there's a couple I can remember that he just lost by mistakes. So, I don't know. I think one of the underdogs coming into the Final Four will be Kurt Smith. And I'm not throwing him under the bus, but if he could do what he did a couple weeks ago where he decided to stay out late, I think he's got a chance. And I think that's what he needs. I think all you need is a chance. You got a 25% chance to win a championship. Do you want it more than the other guys? And right now we're seeing Kyle Frame wants it more than the other guys. He's led every lap so far and done a good job. So, pace car pulls in. The green flag is out. We're back to racing here again at Miami. Almost a little rubbing up front with the 1 and the 57. These guys behind them. I do not like how that looks behind them. We are 3 wide right here. Oh, this is getting ready to get ugly. Dylan Bowes, the 31 Michael Schwarthian. Skylar Allen up on the outside. We got the 04 falling back quick, and that's where things get ugly. Contact a little bit between the 96 and the 31. I do not like where the 04 is at. He's the one that's been falling back quite a bit. And you can see it right there. The blinking issues right in front of these guys. Not good and not what Todd Gray wants to see. Because he's racing for a championship. He's now to the inside looking 3 wide. Skylar Allen was able to put a pass on all 3 of them guys and moves up to 7th. As Rhett Standingwater pulling off track, I believe. Yes, he is falling back. So, that's a good thing, though. That's good enough where he won't cause a wreck. And hopefully the blinking stops where he can get back up there and run. Here comes Austin Marion looking underneath Skylar Allen. The 21 also there underneath the 96 as well. Now we're 3 wide once again. Contact. Here we go. The 31, the 96, and more. Seen that one coming. And back up to the outside wall. That was a big wreck. Let's count 4 cars that survived. Oh my goodness, John Ronaldo. I don't know how you made it through there. That was actually net code on his part, and luckily didn't do any damage. Here's another view. Michael Schwarthian had nowhere to go. There's another view I want to show you guys, and it looked pretty cool. I think it was John Morris, yes. Well, let's watch on board John Morris right in the cockpit with the 43. Smoke and spinning trucks. That never gets old. So we got some guys coming down pit road from about 9th back. Todd Craig coming down, I like to call. But right now, it is Kyle Frame doing a good job on able to work that out. Let's pull in Kyle Frame. Actually, he's got his mic muted, so I don't want to pull him in. He's got probably some stuff going on, so I'm not going to pull him in. Let's just wait, I think. Let's pull in Aaron Fowler. He's not up there with his mic muted, and he is. So we're not going to pull him either. He's up in the Lazy Days Racing team chat. They got their mics muted, so I do not want to pull them in and disturb whatever strategy they're working up. Heck, let's pull in Nate Anderson. I don't think his mic's muted. Hey, Nate Anderson, you got me?
Hey, buddy, how's it going? You want a beer?
Good.
I got some right here. You want a beer?
I could use one right now. I'm just saying. Well, you've been out front. You actually did get a lap led somehow, which is pretty cool.
Did I really?
Yeah, I don't know. That's weird. Anyway, you started 14th. You're up to third, man. How's the truck feeling?
I mean, it's pretty good. Just working on the line, and surprisingly enough, with these 20-year-old, right? 20 lap tires, they still feel decent. I'm able to run up front here with these guys, so we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
First off, let me be one of the last, I guess, now to congratulate you. Just got married.
Thank you.
So congratulations on that, man. But all in all, man, I kind of questioned. You stayed out, but it looks like the tires are still hooking up pretty good. Is that what it feels like as well?
Yeah, oh yeah.
I was really curious about that.
Yeah, I thought I was going to be sucked up like a vacuum cleaner when these guys, these guys caught up to me, but I only had one guy get past me, knock on wood or whatever I got around me that I can hit. But it's decent.
Well, you're doing a good job right now. Honestly, I'm actually surprised you was able to pick up that many spots. I know some of it was because of the pit stops, but still, I mean, you're hanging right up there with these top guys right now, and looking good. So, would not be surprised. I mean, you're out here to get a win. So, go out there and see if you can do it, and I will be up here watching it and calling it.
All right, Adam.
Thanks, buddy. Let me make sure I pull you back in Metalhead, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so that was Nate Anderson. Sorry, I had to figure out what channel I pulled him from. I forgot what it was. We're about to double them up here once again, as we do work our third caution so far. There you go. 3 cautions so far, 10 laps. Lead changes 2. And honestly, that's only 1. I think Nate might have been right there with him when they came to the line, so Nate may have had just a little nose out front, but that might be why. So, no harm, no foul, no points given anyway for a lap led, so it don't really matter. But anyway, it is Kyle Frame, Joshua Banks up front. And there's your look at Kyle Frame as he is chilling right now. I kind of wish you could wave on iRacing, because that would be fun. Imagine if he just started waving. Oh gosh. Alright, so the pace car. Alright guys, we're going to bring in Skylar Allen. He will be with me up in the booth to call this race. Skylar, welcome back.
What's going on, buddy?
Well, you didn't want to be here under this circumstance, but...
No, sir, I did not.
How's the track feeling?
Track feels good. It's just a really odd situation out there. Looks like we're back to green.
We are. We watch Nate Anderson right now work underneath 90 of Vern Bradley. I don't know a lot about Vern, man. What can you really tell me about him?
I don't know a whole lot, man. He's relatively new to the league. He came in. He's raced us pretty clean so far. But I really don't know a whole lot about him.
Yeah, right now he's working up to 4th, trying to pass Nate Anderson. We also probably may have something going on for the lead. 36 underneath Kyle Frame. This is pretty big because Aaron Fowler right there as well.
Absolutely.
With the championship driver. So here we go. 57 is going to use the high line, and the 4 may go around here. Run. How much draft? Does draft work here? You was out there in the truck. Does draft really play a factor?
A little bit, but not a whole lot.
Okay.
Like not what you would expect it to be.
And it looks like coming to the line, 57. Kyle Frame will lead this lap. Joshua Banks follows him back behind once again as we stay green. And for people that don't know, Skylar is one of the main admins of your league, and I think it's actually your league that you created.
With Nate, yes.
With Nate Anderson, yeah. But honestly, man, you guys have done a good job. This is not a bad turnout for the last race of the season.
Yeah, no, it's been a really good race, good season so far. Like we've really all done. It's been a really great season. So it's impressed with how our first season's gone. To be honest,
I'm very impressed with how many people showed up. Usually, for a championship, you only get maybe 15 or so drivers show up if you got a big league. Doing good.
Yeah, doing good.
Nate Anderson getting passed right now by Vern Bradley. These two have been going at it back and forth. Todd Craig looks on. Todd, by the way, first one on fresh tires out of this entire top 5. Has only been out there for 6 laps, which we've been green for about 4 laps now. And Vern actually slips up just a little bit there, so that's going to give Nate a chance to go back by using a higher line momentum. And he does complete that, but Todd Craig's trying to follow suit.
Am I to understand our leader has not pitted?
Yeah, he has not, which I was surprised.
Well, I will tell you that tire fall off in practice was almost non-existent.
Really?
And so, so that definitely, would play in someone's mind. And so, and why risk a mistake on pit road if you know the tires are still good?
So I'm sitting here looking at Kyle Frame's last lap was a 5.24, 31.524, and his best is a 134, 31.134. So yeah, you're right. Only 4/10 fall off right now. Not bad at all for 26 laps. Todd Cray's last lap was a 31.7, but he is in traffic, which now he's looking underneath Nate Anderson, trying to move into the top 5. And he's got Vern as well back here battling with James. Worked his way back up.
The only truck that looks to have anything for him right now, for Kyle right now, is the 36, who's hanging right with him. But yeah, tire fall off of here is relatively non-existent in the trucks. So it'll be interesting to see how that kind of progresses through the weekend with the different vehicles. But for tonight, it's kind of neat. No tire fall off, and we got a pass for the lead going on.
And one thing I was watching is we watched Joshua Banks work underneath the 70 or 57. Not going to be able to do it just yet. One thing I commented on during the pre-race show was, I feel like this championship's going to be won or lost on pit road. If we have green flag stops.
And it very well could, because I alluded to for Kyle why make a mistake on pit road. There are about 3 mistakes that I can think of straight off the top of my head for pit road. Entry, if you don't use the access road. Exit, if you don't use the access road. And if you overdrive the access road and it pushes you through the grass onto the track, it doesn't matter. You're going to get a black flag, even if you can get it back down.
Slick.
It is very slick and easy to overdrive.
So that's something that not only that, I mean, if we do have to start to see tire fall off, fresh tires could play a factor. Honestly, I feel like this race could be won on pit road. I said it from the top, and I still feel like that. And I think that kind of honestly, and this may surprise a lot of people, I think that honestly falls into Kurt Smith's hands. We seen him do that a couple weeks ago when he finished second. It really helped him out. And I think the Final Four is a perfect one for guys because it's a mix of different drivers in every one of them.
Yeah.
So. Yeah,
it is. It's a good group of guys. And I just got to say, I made my picks on Facebook earlier this week, and my pick for the championship in this series was Kyle Frames. So, so seeing him out front,
and that's tough. That's tough right now. That was a tough pick because you got Todd Craig's won 4 races, I think. By the way, we got 3 of our top 4 guys in the chase running first, third, and fourth. So
the lowest of our chase drivers is Kirk Smith in the 10th spot.
So, and he's actually worked his way up quite a bit too. He started 18th, up 8 spots. So, and his lap times looked actually pretty good. They're not bad by any means. I mean, he was in traffic a second ago. Right now he's running behind Eric Borelli. I thought Eric got turned. I thought he had a lot more damage now.
So, and I know we probably didn't catch it, on the live stream, but I think I'm hearing the 74 got in the wall. Might have pancaked the right side of the truck.
Okay. And you see James Pandolf right there. Let's see if we can zoom in and possibly see if he did or not. Yeah, he did. Pretty good.
I'm hearing he hit it a ton. So, now, and I'm also hearing that we should be expecting some green flag pit stops here in the next, give or take, 8 to 10 laps of the leaders who haven't pitted
yet.
This
is mixing up the the pit strategy already. Because Todd Gray don't have to pit for another 20 laps right now.
Right.
So give or take on that a little bit.
Yeah. So.
Wow.
I'm getting word of 8 to 10, depending on if they were able to save this or that. So, here and there. So, but I would expect to see, and it looks like the leader might have just gotten the wall.
He did. It looks like to me he did too. It don't look like it done any damage, but yeah. He
Saw the sparks off the right rear is what alerted me to it.
Oh, is it good?
That's going to be close. And, you know, but Kyle's doing what he has to. He has to race this 36 hard because how better to win the championship than to be the first guy across the stripe?
If you can win, and honestly, that makes it look that much better. If you can win the race and win the championship at the same time, that's honestly better. And Joshua's not doing anything wrong.
No, he's not. And, you know, Joshua's not under any obligation to pull over, move over, or not race, you know, or to race Kyle any different than he would any other day of the year. Joshua Banks is out there to win a race.
Yep. And
Kyle Frame is out there to win a championship. So he's got to balance that, you know, that aggression, if you will, with knowing that you've got Todd Cray and Aaron Fowler third and fourth. You almost just want to stay in the front of the field because, again, how better to guarantee yourself a championship than to be the first place guy?
One thing I'm noticing is 57 is running a lot higher line than everybody else, especially in turn 1 and 2.
Oh, and they're banging.
Yeah.
And
Todd Cray
the 57
Aaron Fowler, by the way.
The 57 running the higher line up until here, up until right here, the 57's had the stronger truck on the high side, and we got a caution.
Kurt Smith? No, Nate Anderson is around on the front straightaway. I think Kurt Smith. Oh, James Finn. I think that's his second caution, I believe. Let's find out if that's exactly whose fault it was. I don't know about that one. That's close. We'll find out when Skylar takes a peek at it and stuff, and we'll pass it along. It's one of those things that's kind of about even. I don't know who came up or who came down. I have no idea. So there's what happened. Nate Anderson goes around. He's actually having a good run. And did Kurt Smith get involved as well? No, he did not. So, Joshua Banks leads this lap, and honestly, I think he's right. He's going to put everybody back on balanced tires. I think we're going to see everybody come to pit road. I don't see nobody really staying out. I wouldn't expect anybody to stay out here. With this many laps on their tires, Joshua Banks got 30, 37 on Kyle Frame. So, there they come. And there's your access road we was talking about. You've got to be below that yellow line. And it looks like everybody did do a good job of that. So you'll see these guys coming from far away.
Nate. Nope, sorry, hang on.
He's race control as well, guys, if y'all are wondering. So here they come down pit road. Like I said, win or lose it on pit road. There they come. As we watch them head straight at us. And first car going into his box right now. Don't know who that was, but it looked like it was possibly Kurt Smith. That went in his box, and it will not show his time for some odd reason. But anyway, let's watch the battle for these top 3 spots. 37 already got 2 tires. 36 already got his tires. He's going to be down and away. Race off pit road. Close one. 36. It goes. Eric Minch, by the way, staying out as well. So yeah, it does look like Nate Anderson does get the EOL. So the race off pit road is won by Joshua Banks. Kyle Frame comes out second. Todd Cray, Aaron Fowler, Eric Borelli, Jeff Smith, Dylan Bowes, Kurt Smith, and Verdon Bradley. And of course, John Renato, who also has it on a mic sponsor on the side of his truck, which was a big sponsor, as I mentioned earlier, for these guys. I think John's actually, did John won a race this year? I think so.
No, he's not.
Okay.
But yes, Down to Mike's was a tremendous sponsor. Down to Mike's coming on to sponsor the truck series was really kind of the first domino to fall in getting our top 3 series broadcast this year. So it was really cool. We did the trucks at Daytona, and then things went really well. So we had some people step up to take in the other 2. So it was really neat.
Yeah, and he's been here for. Well, he's raced, what, 15 races now? It's his 15th race, and he hasn't had the greatest season by any means, but, you know, he's still here competing and trying to get a win, and there ain't nothing wrong with that at all.
Absolutely.
So, do what you can do. So, to let everybody know, out of our top 4, they have won 6 times. Todd Cray, 4 wins on the season. Aaron Fowler, 1. Kyle Frame would be ecstatic if he was able to win this, honestly, because it would be his first win of the season and championship. And Kurt Smith won the win this season. I can't remember where Kurt won. Was it Daytona or Talladega?
I can't remember where Kirk went either.
I had it up, but I will find that out, guys. I will let you all know. I had it actually up earlier. I swear I had it up earlier. I could be lying. Maybe I didn't have it up. Let me look. I think this is it. Nope, that's not it. So we're about to double back up once again. And it does look like Kurt Smith, the last time he won was... yep, back at Daytona. Very first race of the season. He led 25 laps and won the race. So he locked his way in early on. Nothing wrong with that. Get in any way you can. So
Kirk Smith has worked his way up to the 8th position. 2nd, 3rd, and 4th are 3 of your chase drivers.
Kirk's been moving up pretty good. He did take, did he take 2 tires? No, he did not. For some reason, my pit stop thing wasn't working right.
That happens.
So some damage on the 19 as well of Dylan Vos. So yeah, guys, tomorrow night, as I mentioned earlier, K&N Series, we'll be crowning Todd Craig champion. He locked that up a while ago, let's just be honest. And then Saturday, the big race, the Grand National Series, presented by Lazy Days Racing. So we'll be there for that. And we have 4 drivers from 2 different teams, by the way. So it's basically 2 teams going on against each other. Lazy Days, or soon to be Blown Gasket Racing, and Metalhead Motorsports. So that's going to be fun to watch. I'm really looking forward to that race.
I think this restart here is going to be interesting.
It is. Pace car pulls in, green flag is out, we're back to racing. And a little wheel spin it looked like on that Ford truck.
Yep, the Ford struggled on the restart. The 57 jumps way out front. Can he hold it here on the high side of the 36? The 57's been really strong on the high side on exit the whole race. So if he can hold off here, I would look for him to resume the race lead here.
Kind of looked like he was trying to side draft, holding the 36 down a little bit. Nothing wrong with that at all. I mean, they do it clean, so good job.
He's doing everything he's got to do. Here he goes. He's getting a good entry. And if he can get the good launch he needs on exit, then...
Oh, gosh. And Todd Craig.
That's close. Oh, ooh. Todd. Woo.
Joshua put blocks on everybody at the moment. He wants up front. And
that's going to put Kyle Frame back out to the lead, but can the 36 turn back down and get back by him?
This track is so... I haven't raced here a ton. I haven't raced here this week. I didn't realize there was this many grooves on this track.
Seeing it feels like it was that much different than, I mean, a lot different than what it was this time last year, too. I don't feel like it had this many grooves last year either.
Yeah. Well,
and the 57, easily back out to the lead here.
So Kyle Frame takes up.
I wouldn't say easily.
Yeah, 3 wide behind him, the 75, the 90, the 61. Vern Bradley caught in the middle. Eric Spencer up on the outside, and the 61. Jeff Smith on the bottom.
Now, see what the 21 and the 4 want to see is they want to see that 36 and the 57 side by side all the time. So that way the 57 doesn't have a chance to pull away at all.
I got to give you credit. You made a heck of a move earlier in this race, 3 wide, and pulled out in front of all of them.
It was working.
It worked.
And then the next time I got stuck 3 wide, it didn't work.
That's a heck of a move, though. I was
having a blast, man.
Yeah,
unfortunately, I got hit. I don't even know who hit me, but when they hit me, it broke the suspension. The left front tire was sticking up through the fender. As soon as he hit me, it wouldn't turn.
That like puts a perfect end to your season because you've had so much bad luck this season. It's ridiculous. Oh, who got put up in the wall? I think the Ford just got in the wall or ran up the track by Dylan or by the 78 possibly. Let's see. There's the replay. There was, yeah. The 78 ran the 4 up a little bit, and we'll take that spot. That's interesting. So Aaron Fowler falls back now to 6th place, now working underneath the 19 once again. We'll see if he races the 78 any different. I don't expect him to by any means.
No, they're teammates, so that's going to make for an interesting conversation post-race there.
Hopefully it'll be for the 4.
It's good for the 78 that the caution didn't come out. We're still running under our same rules as last week. So one's an EOL 2-3 laps, one's an EOL 2-3 lap. You're parked for 3 laps on the pits, and then the 3rd time you're just done for the evening.
We had a few of them last week actually.
Yep, we did.
Which was surprising.
You know, and I find it, I shouldn't say funny, but it's ironic that the 4 and the 78 are getting together, on track, because those are the only 2 drivers in this server that have live spotters.
That is true. Yeah, I looked at that earlier. That is true. Of course, Tim Giles, we talked to him before.
Yep, and then Aaron's got his brother Christopher Fowler up on the spotter stand for him.
A good racer himself.
Yeah.
So, that's interesting.
So.
And here comes the 4 now. Underneath Dylan Bose once again, Eric Spencer as well, trying to follow suit on the bottom side. I love this track.
The 19 got some damage on his
left. He does. I don't know where that came from. I noticed it under caution.
That's an
quite
odd
a bit.
form of damage that I don't think I've ever seen iRacing displayed like that before.
Did you see the update that iRacing putting out? Next season for you guys is going to be interesting.
Oh my goodness, it's going to be amazing. Yeah, and then you add all of the changes that iRacing is making to our rule changes with lane choice and a restart zone. Like, next year is going to be off the chain.
It's going to be fun. I know, honestly, with the Cup Series and stuff. And then you got the animation pit crews coming in, which I still have no idea how it's going to work.
Yeah, I'm curious if that'll actually show for someone.
I hope
like
so.
Like yourself when you're broadcasting?
Yeah, I hope so. Like, that'd be cool. And it'll make the viewing even better, honestly.
Especially long as they don't accidentally drop a lug nut.
Yeah, exactly. Especially when we go like to the top broadcast where we're broadcasting like the highest quality you could get.
Right.
You know, it's going to look amazing, man. So I really hope that we can see that. I hope iRacing puts that on.
Yeah, it's it'll be interesting. So the 4 is working his way around the 19, and you got to understand that these guys, the 19. The 90, all of these guys are not going to roll over and let these chase cars by. You know, and they don't have to. Like, it's their choice on how they race these chase drivers, and they want to get the best finish they can in the final race of the year, you know.
Let me ask you a question with that. Let me go off that a little bit. Mention that. Will this come back to haunt some of these guys possibly next season if they return, which a lot of them probably will? Will some of these guys remember that and carry that grudge, I guess you could say, especially some of these chasers over to next year?
I mean, it shouldn't, but
you never know.
You never know.
That's true. You never know.
I mean, you've heard it before. Drivers have a very long memory.
Yeah.
You know, there's, you know, I can almost tell you every person who's gotten into me, it wasn't my fault this year. I'm not a vindictive person, but let's say I were out on the track running and one of them were in the chase, I'd probably race them a little more aggressive, make them work a little harder. But
when you're racing, it's never the driver's fault. You're right. You know that.
Right. It's never my fault.
But honestly, I actually thinking back, I don't think you really caused a lot of cautions this year.
No, this truck series has been just brutal to me.
Yeah.
And you know, and I gotta say, you know, we talk about, you know, it not being the driver's fault, but really we have a good group of guys that have done a pretty remarkable job of taking fault for their own misdoings on track. So I don't, you know, that's you know, awesome that we've got those guys that do that.
How many league members total in this league? You got quite a bit, right?
Well, it kind of fluctuates. We'll get some people that show up, and then they might race a race or two, and then we'll never see them again.
Right, that's true.
And so they get, you know, the boot.
The guys that's in here now, we've seen them pretty much all season almost, with the exception of Vern Bradley, who we don't know a ton about.
Yep, Vern Bradley, and I feel like there's another relatively new one. Rhett Standing Water's another relatively new one. And then, you know, Michael Trevarthian's been here for a couple of months now. So
yeah, he used to race in my league. I remember that. And he came over, so he's a good driver though. Trevarthian is. He's really talented.
So I'm going to use this opportunity real quick. We are past halfway, and man, these front two are racing hard.
Yeah, to get y'all mid-race report, we got 4 cautions so far for 16 laps. Do have 4 lead changes, but honestly, it's only been 3. Nate Anderson actually beat the leader once to the line, but gave it back to him. Or for some reason, it was dead even, and somehow Nate got it. But anyway, so pretty much it's been all call frame, but 4 lead changes so far. 46 new laps do remain. Fastest lap of the race, who was it so far? I think it was Kyle Frame, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Kyle Frame so far with the fastest lap of the race from what I'm seeing. With a 31.125. So, we're starting to see some of these guys work their way up. I mean, Kurt Smith is falling back to 10th once again. but he's actually working with Jeff Schmidt in a pretty good group in the 69, 61 to 75 there as well, Eric Spencer.
So, real quick, I put a link out on Facebook today. Go Fast Racing has our inaugural
Voting, that's right.
Voting for some year-end awards. We have our Driver of the Year, our Mr. Consistency.
You don't have that link up now, do you?
I can easily get it.
I know, so I'll post it on the Facebook page. Or on the broadcast page, sorry, not Facebook.
I was gonna say, yeah, I can really easily get it. Yeah, so it's the Driver of the Year, Mr. Consistency, and Most Improved.
Who in your mind, if you want to share your vote, who's the most improved?
Are we talking, you talking just for the truck series?
Let's just talk truck series, yeah.
I would have to say, and I know this is probably, I don't know, maybe draw some inquiry as to why, but I would put it with Kyle Frame. And the reason for that is just his, I'd say that the start of the year things were, and again, this is speculation that I think, I want to say he started off with a little bit of rough patch over at the beginning of the year. And you know, and he might not even erase the first couple of races with us, but as he's progressed through the year, I feel like he's gotten, you know, just progressively better. He really hasn't managed to find his way to victory lane yet this year. Although, if tonight's any indication, then he's looking to change that.
Yeah, you know, I'm actually putting my vote in now. I posted that, by the way, guys. The link is in the chat. Is for the awards that these guys give out.
And that's for all the awards. There are three awards in each series. So
I'm actually putting mine in that most improved driver. The most improved driver for the Grand National Series is a tough one. I got my pick. I voted for Lee.
I will tell you this, that that particular vote right now is tied.
Really? When does voting end on this?
What was that? I'm sorry.
When does the voting end on this? Like, what day is it over? When do you announce the winner?
Voting ends tomorrow when the K&N series starts.
Okay.
Race starts, and then it will. The announcement will be made next week once we get some stuff put together.
So we're also watching up front, by the way, guys. You can see the battle starting to close on Kyle Frame. Todd Cray's really running him down. I feel like Todd Cray might be a little bit better in the long run, but we're not far from pit stops. I would guess, what, 15 laps? We're on 25 lap tires now almost, or 24 lap.
Sorry about that. I had to issue a warning to a driver.
I think I got an
got the 36 with a really high ping and some Lincoln stuff. So just issuing a warning to let him know. We actually disqualified a driver tonight because of his. It was a little bit of a different situation.
He's in the live chat, by the way.
Is that Rhett?
Yeah, he's in the live chat.
Rhett, I'm sorry, man.
He said he used a new computer.
So it's just
that's what's bad about sim racing, though.
It is. It's hard, you know. The guy next door watching too much Netflix or other stuff can affect your, you know. So, you know, but I look for the 36 if another driver gets us up to him, which it looks like the nearest driver's there really 5 seconds back. With the warning issued, I look for the 36 to probably give, you know, a mile and a half to let the 78 by. So, Josh has had connection issues this year, and he's always been really good about handling it. So, and again, Red, I'm very sorry. That was just a whole gaggle of So, but I did want to say,
Grand National. Oh, we got a pass for lead.
I did want to go back and say, Mr. Consistency for the Grand National. I won't say by who or whom, but right now it's a tie.
Right.
And I'm not going to say which of the 3 drivers are tied, but it's a tie.
Well, I just put my vote in.
I saw that.
I'm looking forward to seeing how these awards shake up.
I get live stats when you make a submission.
That's a good thing, yeah.
So, and I will say we've had, I'm not sure who all, but we've had about 4 come in just since we started talking about it. We've had 4 more sets of results come in, so it's really neat. So,
awesome.
You know, the whole point was for us to all have a lot of fun, and you know, we want to recognize a few of the, a few of the guys out here. So this is gonna get interesting.
Up front, this is a big.
This is for the championship, guys.
Yeah.
This isn't just for a race win. This is for the championship
here. Does it seem like Kyle falls off a little bit later in his runs?
Yeah, and and it's just a lot of it's how hard is he pushing. Is the top chewing the tires up, but he can hold him off up on the top, man.
He's running that top really well. To let everybody know, on the last pit stop, he actually had the fastest pit stop out of all these guys. He had a 13.4 second stop from what I'm seeing. So, and we're not far from actually having a green flag stop. I really hope we can see one of them because I think, like I said, I think that's where it's going to be, make or break for a lot of these guys. I want to mention Kurt Smith is back up to 9th. Aaron Fowler definitely not out of it as well. He's running 6th. And then, of course, Todd Gray and Kyle Frame, your top 2. And that last time by Kyle Frame, faster than the 21.
And I don't know if Kyle's falling off or just saving a little. Bit, and I'm hearing of a wrecking in 1.
Oh. Kurt Smith. Oh, man. Yep, and a 4.
Contender Kirk Smith involved.
And Aaron Fowler. Man, 2 of our chase got, and a 4 may have gotten into the 90. The 61 of Jeff Smith involved. Man. Well. Let's see what happened here. Let's get another look here. The 4 went to the inside on Vern Bradley. And then we will let race control decide that one.
I am getting word that the number 4 of Aaron Fowler is claiming that caution.
Okay, so that will be an EOL for the 4. And not only that, not only is that big, it's also damage. That's also damage on that 4 truck now.
It is.
And now that Kurt Smith's got damage as well.
And I won't say, but I'm going to say that I know there are a lot of disgruntled drivers now. There was a lot of drivers hoping for this to go through to the end, to go green to the end.
And
so
what makes it interesting, this is the last stop they actually have to stop. We know we can go 30 laps. Right. A set of tires. I mean, now we only got 30 laps left. This is big. This is a big stop.
2 of our chase contenders are involved in this. I don't know how bad they damaged the 4 is.
He looked pretty bad.
But the 69 looks pretty decently damaged. I wouldn't say heavily, but I imagine he's probably going to find himself on pit road trying to find a way to, and that nose is... Whew.
Kyle Frank does win the race off pit road, by the way. Aaron Fowler stayed out, but of course he will get to EOL. All right, guys, we're going to take our final commercial break, and we'll be right back with Skylar Allen, one of your main admins here in the Go Fast Racing League. We'll be right back right after this.
The car behind me is my Chili Bowl midget, the one that I won the Chili Bowl with. And what's interesting about that is it's actually the car that iRacing scanned that's going to be available to all the iRacing members out there.
So, some big news. Aaron Fowler has disconnected, and now Kurt Smith 1 lap down.
Which doesn't take Kirk Smith out of contention
No, it does not.
if there's another caution.
Yeah, he would be the
You know, it looks like his best bet in this instance was to take the loss of a lap and fix as much damage as he can, and hope for another caution.
Yeah, and the way some of these guys are racing up front, you never know. Like, honestly, we don't know if we've seen the last of it.
The 57 and the 21, the way they're racing,
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
We don't
They
really know.
could,
What if they
and
take
then-
each other out? Honestly, I don't want to see that happen. But,
No.
you know,
But, I mean, anything could happen. Pace car's off here.
green flag is out. We're back to racing, and a slow start. And Joshua Banks, I almost moved out of the way because he spun the tires a little bit, but he was able to keep it going. We'll give it time as the 19 and the 61 go around him, but up front, battle for
In the
championship.
catbird seat this time, I think, is the 21, because that high side, he's keeping Kyle Frame out of the line that he's ran all night.
No, these guys cannot choose the lane yet, correct? Not until next
Correct.
season.
This year they're locked to what iRacing tells them. So if the iRacing says you're on the bottom as the leader, you're on the bottom. Now, if this were 2018, Kyle Frame could have elected for the high side.
So that's going to be a big rule change. And by the way, we had somebody ask about next season. When does it start? It starts NASCAR schedule, right?
Right, we follow the NASCAR schedule. So the Truck Series for next year starts in February. I can't think of the exact date off the top of my head, but I can get it real quick.
And of course, they're running the Truck Series, by the way, a little bit different, guys, for you all wondering. They're running the trucks and K&N on the same day, but a week apart. Ooh, almost contact up front.
21 has taken the lead from Kyle. I knew that was going to be Kyle's demise for the lead, if you will. So February 15th is our race at Daytona, and then it's every other Thursday night from there until you get to the last 5 or 6 events of the year, and then they run week to week to week to week, where we finish out.
K&N in sooner?
Yes, the K&N ends when the Grand National Series goes, or once the K&N goes to Kansas, the K&N's done, and then and we have caution.
Oh man, now see, that's big. Who's the caution? Kurt Smith? No. I don't see no caution. I don't see nobody around. That's a weird caution.
All right, what up, guys?
Somebody threw a water bottle out on track. Does 69 have trouble? I bet it was Landon Lacey. He was blinking really bad and he pulled off the track. That's what it was. I don't know why you just went and pulled it on pit road. Oh, he was actually going to, it looks like. Okay. Well, that's a weird one. Something must have happened. The 35 pulls off track and then goes like he's going to exit the car and then don't. That's a weird one. So pit road's open and the leaders are coming in.
All right, so
that was a weird caution. Like, why did he stop?
Who was it?
Landon Lacey apparently stopped on the front stretch, but he kept rolling. But he was going like he was going to exit out track. It looked like his screen may have froze. I don't know if that's what happened, like I said. But that's what it looks like the caution was to me. He stopped, kind of slowed down on the front stretch on the apron and kept rolling him like he was going to the end of pit road and pulled over like he was going to exit and then fired it up and went again. I don't know if something happened or that's a weird caution. I don't know.
He was blinking.
I'm wondering if that had some, I don't know. Like I said, I
And
had
then
no idea. That was weird.
He slowed on the front stretch apron.
Yeah.
Stand by.
And race off pit road, and the 61 takes 2 tires, and he's out first. The 21. And Kyle Frame will lose a couple spots. And will start 4th. I think he was counting cars. But it does not help him anyway because, no, he did not. John Ronaldo took 2 as well. So Jeff Smith out front with 23 laps to go. Todd Cray in second, John Ronaldo, Kyle Frame second and 4th, and John Ronaldo, of course, in 3rd.
All right, so we're going to issue the EOL on that one to the 35 after some communication with admins and with the 35. He's pretty well in agreement that, you know, that seems to be the due course.
That was a weird one. I don't know. I agree, though, with that for sure. So, this is interesting. We got 2 guys that stay out, but two tires with the 61 and 23. And then you've got the 2 chase guys will start on the outside, the 21 and the 57 on 4 tires. I kind of like the idea of taking 2 tires on this stop, honestly. I just don't know how much damage the 61's got, or is he under power?
Right.
See,
well,
I don't know.
Here's... this is rough. The upside... This isn't good for the 57.
See, I don't think it is either. I agree. Because what if one of these cars with slower tires or damage slide up in front of him, slow him down, or anything like that? Plus, the 21's on that high line where we know he's fast.
So, yeah, I mean, Kyle needs the high line, which is where he's at, but Todd's also in the high line.
There, yeah.
So, let's be honest. I don't know what the 23 2 tires.
The 23 2 tires and the 61 2 tires, yes, and
so,
the 00.
Oh man! All right, here goes pace car. Nope. Got one more lap.
Yeah, we're gonna go one more time around. It does look like Kurt Smith just left pit road. He's still trying to get his damage fixed. And honestly, though, this is good for him. He wants it.
But he's back on the lead lap, I believe.
He is on the lead lap, and he wants these cautions.
Right.
He wouldn't mind
more laps. He's got the.
I'll be honest. I think if we went 10 laps and these guys pitted, I think he'd stay out.
We are coming to 20 to go, and I'm just gonna say, like, this has been a fantastic year. I'm on the edge of my seat trying to figure out who's going to win this. It's making the hairs on my arm stand up.
It's going to be, I'm going to be honest, I wouldn't expect anything less, I'll be honest. I mean, this is what I've come to expect from this league, just being honest. I mean, it's always, especially this chase races this season in every series.
I think the chase stepped up even the non-chase drivers game.
Because they want to win. We had a lot of win that was in non-chase.
Yeah.
I mean, and we may have one that wins the tightest non-chaser. You know, Jeff Smith's not chasing the truck series. Now, he got a chance to win the championship Saturday.
Yeah. But what kind of momentum does that give him if he could win tonight?
Yeah, and he's learning a little bit. I mean, yeah, it's a different car and stuff, but you're learning. Can you run the Xfinity car or Grand National car on the higher line like some of these guys are in the truck? That could help. So, we'll see. So, the pace car does drop off. And the green flag will come out. Big restart here. Green flag is out.
The 61 gets a good restart. The 57 is all over the back bumper of the 21. And they both, I mean, for the 57, the best case scenario is to get around the 61 for him in the 21 and then to get out and settle it. And it's going to be a matter of which one of them can keep the truck on the high side the longest.
I'm interested to see which lane he chooses. It looks like he's going to stay on the high line.
I can't see Todd giving up the high line to Kyle. I just don't. But then, as I say that, he does it.
He out a little bit, yeah. We got 3 wide behind him as well.
Now, if Kyle had a run, I don't think Todd would have done that. Now, I will say that Kyle, his best case scenario is another caution.
And he'll be on the outside.
Right now.
Yeah, I agree. And the way these guys are racing behind them, that might not be long because we're 3 wide again back behind them.
So, but that 21 got his truck out front, and it looks like he's starting to check out just a little bit.
Yeah, it looks like to me too. Meanwhile, we got John Ronaldo going on the outside. John Ronaldo actually may have a good run. He may have something. May not have what it takes to win the race, but he is just past Jeff Smith for 3rd. which would be, I think, his first top 5 finish this season if he's able to hold on to a top 5. And I say that, by the way, these guys are still racing really hard behind him.
Yeah, if he holds on, it would be his first top 5. So he's had 14 races, so you know, I don't want that to be misconstrued by anybody that you know he's run 20 some odd races and only no. He's been kind of a starting part, hit and miss kind of guy with work and whatnot. So.
And with the sponsor on the side, down the bikes, that'd be pretty big for him.
Yeah.
Have a good finish in that truck. So Kyle Frame last time by was about 10 slower than Todd Craig.
I think that clean air is what really helps them, the leaders.
Because we see Kyle do the same thing. Now this time Kyle actually closed the gap a little bit in 3 and 4, but as they crossed the line, the Kyle Frame was faster that lap. Not by much, but he was faster. 4:02 for Todd and a 31.391 for Kyle Frame.
Yeah, that's but with that kind of, you know, if you can do that every lap and get back to the bumper, what happens? Yeah. Because I think Todd's running a little, and Kyle's searching around too. Like he's not letting
down to the bottom. We haven't seen him do that.
So, you know, he's searching around. So, you know, what's going to happen if these two get back together as we're coming to 15 to go, that we're now 15 to go. So
it's about even that time. A 5.68 for Todd Cray and a 5.71 for Kyle Frame. So it's about even that lap. Not really much there. These guys are still racing pretty hard behind them. I'm just interested in what's going to happen if we get a caution on lap 10 with 10 to go. Will we have people stay out? I think we will.
I think
I think Kurt Smith would stay out.
I think Kurt Smith stays out, and then I think and I think the top 2 would.
That's tough, ain't it?
You almost want to do the opposite of the other.
Yeah, I agree. And because what if something happens? You know, you have 4 or 5 cars stay out behind you. It could help you.
If I were the 57 and a caution came out now, and the 21's pitting. I'm staying out.
You gotta stay out. I agree.
But I would sell it in a way that the 21 thought I was pitting.
Right. Kyle Frame looks better in 3 and 4. He closes the gap a little bit, but Todd Cray looks a little bit better in 1 and 2. We see the 57 moving back up to the high line once again in 1 and 2, which we.
The 21 did as well.
21 did as well that time. By the way, Eric Borelli takes over 3rd. He's racing right now with John Ronaldo for that position. I'm actually surprised Borelli's able to keep that truck up there. He got quite a bit of damage earlier on, so he's doing a good job. That was actually my pick to win a championship, whether it be in this series or the Grand National. Borelli,
he's still in it Saturday.
He is. So I think that's actually who I picked to win the championship. I believe. I can't remember. I have to go back. Oh, somebody's in the wall. John Ronaldo. He does keep it out. He does keep it from spinning. He held it up there, so he's going to fall back to at least, I would guess, 7th or 8th, possibly all the way back in further than that. Ooh. Meanwhile, Kyle Frame is closing the gap. By the way, he was a 10th faster last time.
0.416 is the gap to Kyle Frame. So 0.4 of a second back, and
he's got draft right now too. What if it helps at all? He does got it.
And we're coming to 10 to go this time.
He's so much better out of 3 and 4. He
closed see the gap now.
Right there, yeah. He closed it right at 3/10.
2/10 almost, yeah. He's down to 2. He's 2/10, almost 3/10 is the gap now. So he's definitely pulling in Todd Cray.
It's gonna be tough to pass.
See, and this is where when I made my picks for the truck series, I was torn. Todd Cray
or
Kyle Frame. Yeah, I went with Kyle. And
he's in the wall. 57 in the wall. Now he does got a little bit, but will that be enough time to run him back down?
That gave up a lot of time. 0.7 of a second.
Yeah, he needs a caution, I think.
And I'm pretty sure just from the booth, I heard Todd Cray exhale and breathe a sigh of relief there.
Yeah, I think so. I think so too. Now Todd Cray's still not out of this yet. He's still got to put it together. He can't get in the wall. I'm gonna be honest, 57 is not gonna let up.
No.
Now he does got a little bit of work. Now he's 1.2 seconds back, and honestly, it looks
8
like
laps
he's
to go.
dropping a little bit.
Yeah, I think he's got enough damage that probably gonna hurting the right rear and the right front of that truck's probably gonna not be good for him. Now, if caution came out now and could bunch him back up, maybe, but
Yeah, he's done quite a bit. That thing is beaming pretty good. Ooh.
that's unfortunate.
Yeah,
With
he's
less than
losing quite a
10 to
bit,
go,
yeah.
and I mean, and you can't fault the guy. I mean,
No, he's pushing hard.
he had to push hard. He was doing what he had
Well-
to do, and he was gaining on him. Unfortunately, it just pushed a little too hard.
Another thing that comes to mind when watching that was a different line that he's been taking, and maybe he wasn't used to what it was going to do.
Right.
And he was closing the gap. I mean, it's not like it wasn't working. It was working, but
Right. Yeah, it was definitely working. When we come to the line this time, we'll be 6 laps to go.
so really, we can only a caution has to come out pretty much now. Let's be honest.
Yeah. Anything after this, and you're likely going to end the race under caution.
And that's the last thing we really want to do. Let's be honest.
Not a championship race.
Yeah, that's the last thing we want.
Todd
That's what-
wouldn't mind, just because that
Yeah.
takes the pressure off, and he doesn't have to worry about junking, because he could still overdrive a corner, and
easily do the same thing like Kyle Frame did.
yeah.
Man, this place is tough. He has moved his line down to the middle in 1 and 2 instead of running up high, like he was. And for people wondering about Kurt Smith, he hasn't been able to do a ton either. He's not slow by any means, but I think that damage has caught up to him a little bit. So 5 laps to go this time for Todd Curry. And if he wins this race and wins the championship, that will be a championship here and in the K&N series. I'm going to be honest, I counted Todd Curry, I think, out of the championship a few weeks ago. Talladega, I think, in the trucks.
What was that? I'm sorry.
When Todd Curry, when he won Talladega in the trucks, and I counted him out, I'm going to be honest.
Going in, man, he was
he was
in
overcoming a lot.
He was in a must win.
Yeah.
He was 7th in points and 9. I mean, he was only a point out of the. He was only a point out of the advance. Talladega, is that where we cut it to 4?
He missed one race. I remember that, and I think he wrecked it next week.
After Vegas, he was 7th in points, 1 point behind 6th, and at Talladega we were going to cut the field to 6. So, he was on the outside looking in.
Right.
And then I want to say, all through the next round, the round of 6, he pretty much delved and found himself on top. So
I love interviewing winners, I do. But the worst interview I'm going to have to do tonight is with second place right now.
Yeah.
That's the worst part about broadcasting my first one. I hate interviewing a guy that lost the championship. And I don't want to call it Todd slow, but I will be honest, he wasn't the fastest in my opinion. I think Kyle was the best truck.
Oh, hands down, Kyle had the best truck tonight.
But Todd did what he needed to do with pit road. He wanted to race off pit road and was able to get in front.
So we are on 2 laps to go.
And I think if Kyle would have wanted to race off pit road, I think it could be the other way around.
Yeah, they very likely could have, and the pressure would have been on Todd. So it's hard to say that Todd might not have overdriven the corner. But we're going to come off into turn 3 and off turn 4 this time. We're going to take the white flag.
This will be the final lap for Todd Cray and the entire field for the Go Fast Racing League Gunna Mike's Truck Series of 2017 in the trucks. As the white flag is shown in the air this time, Todd Cray looking to drive home his second championship in 2 series. As long as he gets around clean, he will have this one wrapped up.
Off the 2 and down the backstretch.
And just let everybody
know. That is a nice looking Pets in Paradise truck, though, by the way.
Nice, yeah.
All right, we're down into turn 3.
And off turn 4.
And off of turn
Call
4,
it. Go ahead and call it.
Your race winner in Miami and your 2017 Down to Mike's Truck Series champion, Todd Cray.
Todd Cray wins it here in Homestead and is your 2017 Down to Mike's Truck Series champion. And unfortunately, Kyle Frame finishes second. Dylan Bowes, however, will battle back and finish 3rd place. As far as your other chaser goes, Kurt Smith will finish 12th and Aaron Fowler 14th. So Todd Cray wins a big championship here, and what a huge victory that is for that number 21 truck. He was down at one point, but he did manage to battle back and get around Kyle Frame on the pit stop. So a big win for him. congratulations to Todd Cray for winning the championship. As he stops here on the front stretch, he's probably going to burn it down. And I will say I like the idea that a champion won the final race. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. And he was told to burn it down, but he was told to keep the truck operable because we've got photo ops at the start finish line.
That is true. And I think you get a little bump there to somebody.
And we've got photo ops at the start finish line. We've race controls asked the field to clear the track, and for the top. Well, the 3 chase drivers that are still here to remain connected for photo op and post-race interviews. So, Todd Cray.
Let's see. Let's put everybody down into the waiting for interview. Kyle as well.
Todd Cray is your 2017 champion, and not only in the Down to Mike's Truck Series, but also the K&N Series. So, yeah, it's heck of a job by him.
Todd, you got me?
Woo! Loud and clear, Adam.
Man, 2017 K&N champion. 2017 now down to Mike's Truck Series champion. And I'm going to be honest, there was a point this season you was down and out in the championship. What was it like, man? I said it up here a few minutes ago. I don't think the fastest truck won, but the strategy worked. Talk us through your night and talk us through your season and championship.
Whew, what a race. I got to tell you, I mean, it got crazy out there early. I'm a guy that likes to save some tires and, try to save something. But, man, the boys were fast and everybody was racing hard. Kyle, he was the class of the field. But I started to adapt his line a little bit. I was running high, but not that high. So I, learned a little as we went there. And, whoo,
I was
man.
Going to mention it that you was actually running a lot lower a little bit early on in this race, and then you adapted. And honestly, we don't know if he would have caught you. We don't know even if he would have been able to get around you, because you was putting down some good laps, just as good as he was them last couple laps, man. First off, I gotta congratulate you, because that's probably one of the biggest races I've seen you pull off a win. But you are the champion now in this. And what was that like, man? What's that like coming off turn 4, crossing the start-finish line?
It's just awesome. I mean, everybody gets into race cars and, do what we do all year long, especially with a race like that. I mean, it was just, it was intense. The caution flags were coming out all the wrong times. It just didn't feel like it was going to be my night. But, everything just came together. So I had some luck, and we just were able to outrun them tonight. That's just pretty much it. I mean,
that's impressive, man. Like, I know you won 4 races this season so far, and you dominated the K&N Series, which we already know who won a championship there. But that's impressive. I don't know, Skyler, you got any questions or anything, man? I mean,
no, man, I don't. Congratulations. You are the inaugural Truck Series champion, 2017 Down to Mike's Truck Series champion. And I really hope to see you back on track next year to defend that championship here in the Down to Mike's Truck Series.
Woo! Down the mics, baby. Yeah, boy. Appreciate those guys for, coming on board and making the series what it is. Go Fast Racing. I mean, you guys, put on a heck of a show here. Trackside Racing Network. This is awesome. Makes this racing that much better. I don't know what else to say. My Jersey crew, my buddy Donnie, my buddy Mark's going through some stuff. I want to send this win and this championship out to him. And, I love it, man. That was just a great night.
Out of all the races I've seen you race, I think this is your biggest or best win. By far. Honestly,
yeah, I kind of feel that way too, because, like I said, the beginning and the middle of that race, things did not look good.
I know you're kind of speechless, but I do got one final question. This all came back for you at Talladega. My personal opinion, that's where your season really kicked off. I know you won and stuff like that in the past, but I feel like that's where you came into the top groove on winning at Talladega. Ben Schuyler was just talking about it a minute ago. Do you kind of feel the same way as well? I mean, is that what gave you the momentum? Because you was in a must-win at Talladega.
Yeah, I got to say, because I told you, I think some weeks before that, Talladega is my Achilles heel. You know, it just never really works out. And once that race worked out, our truck here, Pets in Paradise, got on board, and we did some testing, and we got to the grindstone and put 100% effort into it because we knew this race was going to be tough, and it was. Hats off to Kyle and all the guys in the chase here, and everybody ran a good race. It's just speechless tonight, fellas.
Good job, buddy.
All right, well. Congrats,
all right, guys. Thank you, fellas.
I believe you got some photo op work to go do.
So we will move him back up to the racing channel for now. He's got to get some pictures taken care of. Next up, we'll bring in, and here's what I hate doing. I hate doing this interview. Kyle Frame, second place tonight. Hey, Kyle, you got me?
Yes, sir.
Man, I just told Todd Cray, and when I do these interviews, it's kind of hard to put into words of what I want to ask the person that just finished second, especially in the championship. But you had this race, and I told Todd the same thing. I feel like you was the class of the field tonight. Honestly, I do. You led 64 laps. What's the emotions right now, if there's any? I mean, you do this in real life as well, but what is this like, come up just short?
Man, this is probably, I don't think I've ever been more disappointed right now.
I know it's hard to go back and look at things. We've seen you change up your line a little bit to try to run them back down. And I mentioned at the top of the show, I feel like the race would be one of lost on pit road. You came out fourth on pit road, which puts you on the high line, which was a good thing. However, Todd beat you out just by a fraction of an inch. Do you feel like, what ultimately do you feel like cost you the race? Do you feel like it was changing up your line? And we know you got a little bit of damage as well from that, but do you feel like it was lost on pit road? Do you feel like it was lost on the track?
Oh, no, I don't feel like it was lost on pit road, not at all, because on that restart ensuing, I pushed him through 1 and 2. I pushed him hard. So it really wasn't even like it affected me. I figured, oh shit, sorry.
Somebody shot their stop on the photo op.
I was talking.
They all three overshot it, so don't feel bad, Kyle.
No, I knew that it was going to happen eventually. I knew once he got behind me, he would see what line I was running, and he would run the same line. That's Todd. That's what he does all the time. So I expected it. I knew I'd have to beat him heads up. I tried to beat him on pit road, and he shot down at the last second. So I did everything I could, and just fell a little short.
Do you feel like you gave one away, or do you feel like you left everything out there?
No, I definitely think that I won. I gave it everything I had. I just really wish I could have had I don't know. I don't think I would have done anything differently.
I hear you, man. I know it's disappointing. I know it's kind of like one of the things, I know in the back of your head you kind of feel like you gave it away. I know in a way you feel like, you gave it everything you had. And honestly, like I mentioned up here, coming to the race, I think I picked you at the start of the show to win it, and unfortunately you didn't, but still, overall it's been a great season for you, and I know it ended disappointing, but give shout outs to anybody you want to, man, and unfortunately came up just a little bit short.
Actually, I was hoping that I'd get my first win.
Me too.
But no, I really, I really couldn't do a lot of this without Skylar and Nate for putting everything on, John and Minch and all the new admins I'm not familiar with, but they all do a great job. I've had a lot of fun this season, a lot of fun battling with everybody. Had some tough races and things like that, but Todd, he was well deserved here. Thanks for Down to Mike's as well for sponsoring, and you guys for putting on the broadcast. So definitely, and my teammates, man, they do a lot for me to help me out. Spence with this awesome paint job for championship night here. This is great. Kind of debuting our new team name as well. So
for sure, man.
Well, Kyle, it's got to be at least. I mean, it's got to be bittersweet to know that you really had the dominant truck tonight and couldn't come up with the win there at the end. Do you think that second to the final pit stop where Todd beat you out was is that where you kind of felt the outcome of tonight?
No, not really. Because I knew I had to I knew he was going to beat me out regardless because I actually drove it in a little deep into the box there. So I had to try, and I was actually on that last run. I backed it off a little bit, trying to save a little tire, and with 10 to go, I made a run at it, and it got aero tight behind him, coming out of 4, and tagged the wall a little bit.
Yeah, we saw that. Last question I got for you. Coming back again to try again in 2018?
Oh, absolutely. Just probably for the truck series, though. I don't want to clutter up my weekends any more than I have, especially with the new car that we're building. So I think probably just for the truck series, yeah.
Awesome. That'll be every other Thursday night starting in February. So congratulations on a second place finish in the championship. Runner-up. Doesn't feel as good as champion, I'm sure, but hell of a season for you, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, you kind of got a feel for him on that. Who do we want to bring in next? We want to bring in third, or we want to bring in Kurt Smith?
Let's bring in the third place chase driver real quick.
So we'll bring in Kurt Smith. Who finishes? Well, he finishes third in points. Oh, well,
yep.
I'm the wrong person. Hold on. Kurt, you got me?
Yes, I do.
Well, man, let's be honest. This was a tough race for you, but you still managed the third place in the points, which is fantastic, honestly. Let's be real with it. I mean, it's not bad. But you was actually working your way up. We've seen you slowly start to pick up. We mentioned it in the broadcast a couple of times. You started back in 18th. We've seen you get up to around 7th, and I think you was continuing to work up. Anything you could have done a little bit different to put yourself in a better position? We know you got caught up in that wreck and you had nowhere to go whatsoever. But is there anything you was planning on trying, or could you have done a little bit different to try to put yourself in a better position to hopefully get a win or try to walk out of here with this championship?
No, I was kind of right where I wanted. It just happened. They were racing hard in front of me and got into me. And I take it as a win this year. We weren't picked to be here. We were underdog, and we weren't supposed to make it out of round 1. So this is a win. It just sucks that I was caught up in that wreck, and I had way too much damage to contend.
Yeah, we... when was it? A couple weeks ago, I think, before you got here, you made one of the biggest moves all season, staying out and stuff like that. Let me ask you a question. If another caution would have came out, I know it's hard to look back now, but if another caution would have came out, would you have tried the same thing that we seen a couple weeks ago?
I would have had no choice but to stay out. I was still pretty damaged. I was a little bit off pace, so I doubt it would have worked, but it would be worth a try, and I would have to do everything I could.
I know that a lot of people looked at you as an underdog coming in. You mentioned it just now. A lot of people didn't have you picked, but I'm going to be honest, really looking at it, you're honestly one of the most consistent drivers, and Skylar, you could probably agree with that.
Yeah.
I mean, you may look at it, and a lot of other people may look at it, I may not be here, but in my personal opinion, now this is me speaking, not a broadcaster or anything like that, you deserve as much right as anybody else because you put yourself in this position. You had to drive the truck. Nobody else did it. Nobody gave it to you by any means. So, congratulations on a third place. I mean, congratulations on making the Final Four. And honestly, it would have been awesome to see you get the championship from my standpoint. So, yeah, man, another great season. First season wraps up here. Skylar, you got any questions for him as well?
No, man, I just want to say congratulations on a third place finish in the inaugural championship for the Down to Mike's Truck Series. I know third place doesn't probably feel as good as getting out there and winning it would have, but I mean, just to be in the Final Four when you're talking the caliber drivers of Todd Cray, Kyle Frame, Aaron Fowler, Eric Spencer, who missed the Final Four, Eric Barilli, all of these drivers that have been here every race just like you have, and all of these drivers who maybe didn't contend for wins as much as you did, or maybe contended for more wins than you did, and you positioned yourself there in the Final Four and were able to come up third. So I feel like the caliber of drivers here, to be able to say you finished third is still saying a lot.
Well, yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Thanks. It just means a lot. I mean, we had a great year, and be back at it next year. Hopefully a better finish.
Awesome, man. We'll see you next year in Daytona.
Real fast before we let him go, I just want to mention, going off about what I said, 64 other drivers had a chance to make it, and you was one of the 3 that made it, or one of the 4 that made it. So good job, man. Anybody you want to give shout outs, you can, for this whole season, you're more than welcome to.
Yeah, everyone at you, Adam, and doing the broadcast, Skylar, for this amazing season. It's been a great year. Looking forward to the rule changes next year and see how that plays out. Down to Mike's for sponsoring. It was an amazing year.
Go out there and see if you can get in there next year, man. You got a good chance. So we'll be up here watching and cheering. Good luck.
Yeah, I got to defend my Daytona.
For sure, man. Good job. We'll talk to you soon.
Good luck, buddy.
And that was Kurt Smith. He was your Daytona 500, or Daytona winner, not Daytona 500 for the trucks, but Daytona winner. So let's bring in third place that finishes tonight. And to be honest, Dylan, you're in here now. I'm going to be honest. I counted you completely out of finishing top 3. Sorry.
Well, that's okay, because that times I did too.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, you made the pass late in this race. We didn't really see, you had damage, and we didn't really see you a lot up front, which kind of surprised me, because I feel like this is one of your type of tracks that you could actually win on. Talk us through your night, man. First, we know that you're in the chase starting Saturday and all that. We'll get to that later in a minute. Talk us through your night tonight.
Well, I can tell you, it started early with a mistake that I made. I was trying to make the high line work, I think on lap 2, and I got in the wall, and that was all my mistake, and that cost me 30 seconds worth of repairs once it was all said and done, and 2 X's, I believe. And then we go later into the race, and then I don't know if it was lag or what have you with Joshua Banks, but either way, I was on the top side getting into one, and he just, I don't know if lagged or something, but he got into my left, my left front, and then and then I had maybe 16 seconds worth of damage there. Wow. So.
Yeah, let me ask you a question. Now, we know that you're in the Final Four, and honestly, I don't want to say one of the favorites because you kind of are. I mean, I can't put a favorite on Saturday because everybody's so close in that one with the way the season's been. Can you learn anything from tonight's race? I know it's a different car, but can you learn anything and take that into Saturday?
Yeah, I definitely learned a couple things here tonight that I'm going to kind of keep to myself and hope transfer over. But that's mainly the reason why I'm going to race these next 2 races before Saturday is to get more seat time, that's what you need here around here because it's so unique and it's so different to what it is. I mean, turn 1 and 2, it's wide and sweeping, then turn 3 and 4, I don't know what it is, if it's the banking or what, but it just seems different.
I was actually surprised. I didn't think a highline would work here, I'll be honest. I don't know how to run this place either, but let me ask you this. This race and tomorrow's race, the K&N Series, which one will you learn more in? Which car? Would you learn more tonight? Would you learn more using a car instead of a truck tomorrow?
Honestly, I think I'll learn more in the K&N Series race, simply because it's a car, like you said, and also because the downforce levels.
Oh, okay. Well, still, I mean, third place here tonight, man. And that wraps up the Down at Mike's Truck Series. Now we get to go broadcast tomorrow and do the big race on Saturday. Man, shout out to anybody you want to give. Third place tonight.
Third place. I'd like to thank HomeNet Hosting for being the sponsor. HomeNet Hosting PC and Repair. Let me get that right. Metalhead Motorsports for making me be a part of their team and hopefully winning a championship on Saturday. Knock on wood.
You probably don't want me to win that, do you?
Well, I mean, honestly, if you do pit me, then that'll break the curse. So
that's true. That is true. But you give your shout out. Sorry.
Curse is real.
No, that's fine. Jeff Schmidt, Eric Minch, Austin Marion, all those guys that helped me be better racers. And shout out to Eric Pirelli, racing me clean there at the final laps there. That's ideally how I want to win the championship on Saturday. Knocking on wood.
Yeah, right. Knock again. Good job. And I'm sure we'll probably talk to you tomorrow for the K&N. But definitely be talking to you Saturday. So go out there and see what you can do tomorrow. Be prepared for Saturday. We'll be up here watching. Congratulations on tonight.
Thank you very much, Adam.
Thanks, buddy.
Have a good night, Dylan.
All right. Skylar, first season done for the Down at Mike's Truck Series. Thoughts on everything?
Yeah. Oh, it's been a great season, man. It's been absolutely fantastic. From the drop, everything's been, it's been a whirlwind season. And as much as I'm glad to see it end, at the same time, I'm kind of saddened by its end. But congratulations definitely go out to Todd Craig, because at one point I'm going to say I had him counted out.
Yeah, I agree.
I thought Kyle Frame definitely had the dominant truck tonight and was looking to head off with that one. And I guess, you know, the whole put the cart before the horse thing. That one got me. I'm not gonna lie. No, but really, it's been a great year for the truck series. 65, 64, 60 some odd drivers have taken.
Got 64.
Have taken a start in the series. So it's been a great year. We're crowned our champion, and now we move on to gain and race tomorrow, and hope that.
Well, we know who we're going to crown champion on that one, but
yeah, we know that. We know where that one's going, but hopefully we can come out of there with a.
Cool,
hopefully we can come up out of there with a a decent winner, and things will be good. So, sure. Adam, first and foremost, man, I gotta say, many thanks to you. We really wouldn't have this year wouldn't have been what it is without you here, brother. You've really done a fantastic job for us this year. Both on, as far as the broadcast, the different things that you and I have been able to put together and do. It's been amazing, man. And I'm glad that you've been there to share all of it with us. I'm glad that you, that we got hooked up together for you to be able to come out and do this with us. I feel like we've done some really good things this year with the different charities and the different things that we've done. So it's nice to have a broadcast partner that shares the same mentality that we kind of in the league have. So I think you fit in real well with our group of guys. And rumor has it we might even see you on track next year for a couple of the series. So
I'm looking forward to it, man.
That'll be interesting, man. We're looking forward to tomorrow and the K&N series, and then getting into Saturday and crowning our third champion of the year. So big shout out to Trackside Racing Network, down to Mike's for coming on for this series. Lazy Days Racing also played an integral part in our success this year across all the series. So all the drivers that came out, 64, 65 drivers in the truck series. And we've got a fantastic caliber of drivers out here. So you've got, it's been awesome. So thanks to the viewers that have tuned into all the races online on YouTube. You guys are, we do this to have fun, but you guys watching is really awesome. It helps us to
want to do it.
to kind of get our name out there. And so, Adam, again, many thanks to you and everybody who's joined you in the booth, all the way from Landon to Derek and everybody who's helped you. Delaney Dunn. By the way, she needs to get back in the booth.
She's in the chat tonight. Did you see that?
Was she? I didn't. I didn't pull up the chat. So, but to everybody who's helped you, I don't think I've found one personality that you brought into the booth that I didn't care for. So, thank you to you, and God bless, and we'll see you tomorrow night.
Okay, buddy. And thanks for the kind words by Skylar. And first off, my review on this entire season, man, we started this back in, I forgot what day it was when we started broadcasting for these guys, but their season actually started February 23rd, man. That's almost a year ago. And it comes down to an end tonight. And like Skylar said, it is kind of emotional. I mean, you get with these guys and you start to realize the personalities of each and every one. I mean, I've had a conversation or spoken to every one of these guys in this league. From I haven't had a chance to speak to Rhett Standyrider really, or to the newcomer that came in as well, Vern Bradley. But everybody else I've spoke to, and honestly, these guys, it ain't just about the racing. It's honestly about the personalities that's in it. They kind of become part of your life in general, because when you're week in, week out, I do this 3 times a week. Sometimes 2, because I don't broadcast all the K&N races, but it does become a part of your life on what you do. And there is times where I need to do something else that is personal to my family and all that stuff. And these guys have really seen that, and have been there and is okay with it. So I couldn't ask for a better partner myself, honestly. So thanks Skylar and Nate Anderson both for allowing us and my entire team, to be honest, to one, race the season, but broadcast it as well. And that goes for Joe Burchett, Milanda Lacey, Delaney Dunn, Derek Pemberton, who's all has played a big part in this. And if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't do it, honestly. And like Skylar said, the charities, we've raised over $1,000 for charities through this group only, through the Go Fast Racing League. And that's by far more important than anything, in my opinion, to bring awareness and stuff like that. As far as the season goes, man, you got to give it to Todd Cray. Yes, I feel bad for Kyle Frame. You heard it in his voice. He was disappointed. But Todd Cray was there, and he was able to capitalize tonight and was able to walk out of here with the win and the championship. So, once again, a big, big shout out to him. It couldn't have happened, honestly, to a better guy. So, yeah. I want to thank everybody once again, and that's going to do it for us here tonight. We will talk to everybody here tomorrow night as we wrap up the K&N series. Thanks everybody for watching. As always, have a great night, and God bless. We'll talk to y'all soon. Flag is in the air here at New Hampshire. Once this race continues, things can change in an instant at day 7. Thomas Jowers Jr. did get his lap back. There he goes, celebrating tonight at day